Piers Morgan called out left-leaning journalist Taylor Lorenz for heartless remarks she made about the slain Unitedhealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Let's watch.
I do believe in the sanctity of life, and I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately, because it feels like...
Serious?
I mean...
Joy at a man's execution?
Maybe not joy, but certainly not empathy. Because again,
we're watching the footage. How can this make you joyful? This guy's a husband, he's a father, and he's being gunned down in the middle of Manhattan. Why does that make you joyful?
Thousands of Americans that he murdered. So are the tens of thousands of Americans, innocent Americans, who died because greedy health insurance executives like this one push policies of denying care to the most vulnerable people. And the many millions of Americans that have watched people that I care about suffer and in some cases die because of lack of health care.
So should they all be killed then? Should they all be killed, these healthcare executives? Would that make you even more joyful?
No, that would not.
Thompson was shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan on December 4th in a targeted attack. Police arrested 26-year-old Luigi Mangione Monday in a McDonald's in Pennsylvania following a 5-day manhunt. Police also recovered a manifesto laying out his views.
Yes, and we discussed that earlier in the show. My radar, check that out if you missed it. Some more details, some insights into this figure, Luigi Mangione, who seems to have had some kind of psychotic break, perhaps following a back injury or surgery, but is also someone with political views and a long presence on social media that I'm sure will be scrutinized significantly over the next several days. Taylor Lorenz is someone known to both of us. Yes. I have been friendly with her certainly in the past. She's a very controversial figure. I have disagreed with her on numerous occasions on social media in terms of reporting she's done. And certainly in this case, she is kind of the quintessential example of someone I would accuse of giving a voice to this, I mean, to use her own word, joy that this man got killed. I mean, she wasn't accused of being joyful. She said she felt joy. And then when Piers Morgan challenged her, she walked it back to, well, I don't feel empathy for it. I think, honestly, if someone got killed and I secretly felt joyful about it, I would just shut the F up. I would just not say anything. I would know that that is a shameful way to feel about someone dying. And you should just not, if you have something really that unpleasant to say, you should probably just not express it. And it is fine to criticize the healthcare industry and whatever this person's role in it was, although there was joy being felt before there was any time to process, well, what is this person's exact involvement and what is exactly their company doing? The joy was automatic, and I think not an encouraging tendency for people engaging in it.
So let me try to walk a sort of somewhat fine line as honestly as I can. Firstly, Taylor Lorenz worked at the Hill at one point, and I knew her at that time. And in my personal dealings with her, she was always perfectly fine and pleasant person. I disagree with many of the things she writes on social media. I'm sure she might well disagree with lots of views I hold, and that is all fine. She is somebody who has a greater appetite for social media conflict than I do, and that is also, that's okay. I mean, people can approach social media in different ways. Obviously, I don't agree with using the term joy about the killing of someone. And I think one of the things that we have to be careful of, whatever it is we're discussing, this happens because I, as you know, discuss Israel and Palestine quite a lot. We have to be careful of feeling so strongly about an issue that we lose our humanity for the people on the other side of it.
I agree so strongly with that, yes.
And that is a real problem. Now, I think that joy is an inappropriate word to use about the killing of anyone. The degree to which I would not defend the joy point, but defend the point that Taylor is making more broadly is the vast number of people in this country who have been victimized by health insurance companies. And I think that as we were talking about in an earlier segment, there is real anger and real hurt about that. Do I think that means you go up to somebody in Manhattan Street and shoot them? No. Does that mean that when that happens, I celebrate the shooting of that person? No. But I think that the point that she makes about people who have been grievously hurt and in some cases have died as a consequence of callousness on the part of insurance companies is a legitimate point to make.
I mean, look, I think it is legitimate, and I advocate changes to the healthcare insurance system, mostly in terms of, and I'm open to ideas for what will improve it, more accountability, more transparency around prices would be my number one thing. So you know what you're actually getting. I would like a system where, I mean, we kind of have this system, but to make it more transparent that you sign up for this level of coverage and here's what you get, or you're going to sign up for this level of coverage and this is what you get, and it's very clear to people. Because I do think there's a little bit of a difference here, and I'm not going to disagree with you necessarily on the the callousness of insurance companies or faceless bureaucrats making decisions that end up being life and decisions for some people. But it's a little bit different. They're saying, well, we're not going to pay. Like, they're not literally killing you. And they're also not saying we're prohibiting people from providing you medical care. We're saying we are not going to pay for it. That's a little different. I mean, this is starting to get into philosophical terms. That, like, I don't think, I would not say there is a duty to help someone. Maybe it's cold and callous, but you're not, if somebody is in some mortal peril and you don't leap to their defense, I would not say you've killed them. I would not say there's some obligation for you to do so. Maybe you can say it's cold and callous to do that. Particularly in an arrangement, what the insurance company would say, well, this is the policy that you signed up for. You know what we cover, and you don't qualify. You should pay for or arrange for different coverage if that's what you want. Now, I know it's just to round that, I know that's much more complicated, and I've been in positions not with health insurance in particular, but with car insurance, where I'm like, where they say, yeah, we're not going to cover this. I'm like, it's clearly you're supposed to. I really thought based on what it is, and then you get into some argument with them. So I'm really not coming to their defense, or don't accuse me of simping for healthcare insurance CEOs, but do you see what I mean on the philosophical, how it's a little bit different, say they're killing you?
I do see that it is different on the philosophical level, but I think that one of the problems is that fundamental equation that would apply to fair business transactions. You know what we cover, we don't cover that, so you're out of luck. Isn't really people's experience of either the health insurance industry or most insurance industries. And those industries and those corporations employ a lot of people whose de facto purpose is to deny claims. And there has been further controversy about the use of AI to find ways to deny claims and all of that. So I think the problem is, and one of the reasons that people are so angry with insurance companies is direct experience of insurance companies trying to wriggle out of covering things that the policy appears to insure.
Sure. No, I get that. Good on Piers Morgan for having all these very interesting discussions on his show. He's doing, maybe he's taking a page out of our book. We try to have interesting discussions here, but it was people all over the place. It was Tommy Lauren, and then, and I know, I can't think of his name, the other gentleman, but he's Mark Lamont Hill, that's right. He's a very interesting, provocative figure on the kind of progressive left, so good on Piers
trying to broaden the horizons.
Fostering those kinds of discussions.
For sure.
More Rising coming up next. Please stay with us.